What's happening, Bat fans? We have two amazing things going on in the world of Batman. We've got The Dark Knight 3, The Master Race. Now this is the third entry in the Dark Knight Returns saga by Frank Miller. The very first Dark Knight Returns originally came out in 1986. And there was a sequel that nobody liked called The Dark Knight Strikes Again, and that came out in like 2002. So he's finally coming back to do another Dark Knight. He's having some help with the writing and the art. So hopefully we can get this out on time. The last thing that Frank Miller did for Batman was the All-Star Batman series, and that never got finished. It kept getting delayed and delayed and delayed, and he just never finished it. So it's surprising that we are getting another Dark Knight sequel. The artwork is fantastic in this. I mean, they do such a great job of recreating Frank Miller's style for The Dark Knight Returns. I don't know, at some points it seems a little too clean and maybe a little bit too detailed, but this is great. It works, and there are a couple panels where it's like, ooh, that looks straight out of The Dark Knight Returns, like from the 80s, so you have to pick up Dark Knight 3, The Master Race. This is going to be 7 issues, I believe. This is actually going to be an 8-issue series, and the first issue didn't like completely blow my mind, but it is on the right track. I cannot wait to get a couple more issues into this. And the issue I got came with this cool mini The Atom comic, and I didn't read it yet, but it's a nice little addition. It's a nice little bonus. I'm not sure if they're going to keep that up throughout the series, but that would surely be awesome. But if you have not read The Dark Knight Returns and The Dark Knight Strikes Again, you might be a little bit lost. I think you should be able to pick it up. It's just, you'll get a lot more out of it if you've read the previous entries in The Dark Knight. This is very exciting stuff, and let's hope that this is really good. Let's please hope. Come on, Frank Miller. Well, Frank Miller's got all that help to produce the book now, so hopefully they won't let him fuck it up. Next up we have Batman Europa. It's similar in a way to The Dark Knight 3 because this was originally announced 11 years ago. Just like it's been over a decade since we've had entry in the Dark Knight Returns series. So this is very, 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 very anticipated book. I've got to say that I like this first issue even more than The Dark Knight 3, The Master Race, because half of the issue you're just in Batman's thoughts and you hear his thoughts on things, and I just hear Kevin Conroy's voice. It's very, very, very moody. It's, oh man, it sets this awesome tone, and just the way these colors are in this book, it's just fantastic. We also have art from Jim Lee, a very respected Batman artist, and his Joker is looking very creepy, very, very awesome. This is, it's just so good. Look at that. This is a very, very cool book. It turns out that Batman and Joker are going to have to team up. They each have a strange disease, a skin degenerating disease or some shit, but they're gonna have to globe-trot, well, Europe-trot. They're gonna have to, there's clues all around Europe, and apparently Batman and Joker each have pieces to the puzzle, so the dialogue between them was great. I cannot wait to see them try and team up. I don't really know of too many instances of the Joker and Batman teaming up, but the downside is this is only 4-issue miniseries. So maybe that's why it was a little better than Dark Knight, because Dark Knight has more time to flesh things out. By the time this is over, I'm going to do a recap, and hopefully by then we'll be halfway through Dark Knight, and I'll do a little recap on that before I do my final thoughts on The Dark Knight 3, The Master Race. But very, very, very good. I loved this book. You have to get Batman Europa, as well as The Dark Knight 3, but you know, there's going to be 8 issues, so maybe you'll want to wait for a collection, a big graphic novel of it. But I also want to mention real quick that since I was talking about the book that got me to hate Superman, There's also another book. This book came out recently. This book got me to love Superman. I love Superman after reading this. Superman American Alien. This is another mini-series, and the first issue is kind of a retelling of his origin a little bit. Like, you see Clark as a child, and this is fantastic stuff. This is the definitive Superman origin. This is one of 7, so later on when all of these issues are completed, I'll do a recap on this, but I just gotta say that Superman American Alien, this first issue was fantastic, and apparently each issue is like a different period in Clark Kent Superman's life. So this is him as a child, and it was just fantastic. In the final page, it has a bunch of clues about maybe what happened in the Kent family's past, and very, very, very well thought out. This was written by Max Landis, and it seems that this is a story that he has had in his mind for years and years, so I cannot wait to see the conclusion. 3 must-reads from DC Comics. I know I'm usually the Marvel guy, but I gotta admit that this shit is fucking awesome. You have to pick all of these up eventually, whether you wait for the graphic novels, the collections, or if you want to pick them up week to week. These are comics you need to keep your eye on. Superman American Alien, Batman Europa, and The Dark Knight 3, The Master Race.